Hello, hello. Thank you for joining us. This is the Gridiron Survivor team. Um, I am Shashi, and we are here to talk about our application that we released. But first, I wanted Maya to tell us why we created Gridiron Survivor.
Yeah, so why we created Gridiron Survivor is it stemmed from Sashi being able to help out a friend of his named Rudy. Rudy was handling all these their survivor their survivor pool via like Excel and all hand driven. I don't know how he did it. I think I saw some of his Excels and I was like, I don't know how he kept track of everything, who was alive, who got eliminated, which team was making it to next week, which team wasn't, which one you picked this week, which one you can't pick next week. I don't know how he kept track of it all. So hence we decided to go ahead. Sashi created this Gridiron Survivor project right here where we go ahead and automate and enhance it all via like a web application. Not only just that, but also giving us juniors the opportunity to work on a real life world project, being able to help automate systems and processes for Rudy in his team, in his league, and also our leagues now too as well. So join Gridiron Survivor today. So and can't wait to hear all about the prizes.
Thank you, Mai. Um, yeah, it's something that I wanted to do for individuals that are missing those skills to their first job. So I hope that every one of these individuals have learned, and we'll do like a little retrospective too after we talk about the competition. But first, I want to thank our sponsors: Appright, Front End Mentor, Get Kraken, Pastel, and Blog Recorder. Without these sponsors, we wouldn't be where we are today. They provided a lot of great services for us, but also they're giving away some amazing prizes for our competition. All right, so let's show where is it? How do I do this? Oh, share screen. All right, so we got some little updates here for our competition. Let me go over the prizes first, and we'll talk about what the application is and what it does. Oh, I'm really blue and dark. It's really gloomy over here for some reason. Um, so for this competition, first place has been updated to receive $50 cash prize, $100 app right pro credit, a front end mentor full year subscription, which is the pro, 1 year pro subscription for Get Kraken, 1 year studio subscription for Pastel, 1 year hobby subscription for Blog Record. There's so many prizes, and their very own episode on Tech Commute with Jason and Ellie. That is all. That's only for first place. Like that's pretty ridiculous.
That's pretty wild. Yeah, that's hauling away a lot of prizes there.
Yeah, and the $50 cash prize came from Tessa Morrow. Tessa Morrow? Tessa Morrow. Is that right? Did I say her last name correctly? Oh boy. I'm so good at last names. Merle.
And first names.
Oh.
Tessa Tessa Merle, the head of developer relations from Appright. So she personally wanted to give it out herself because she loves football and she loves what we're doing. So thank you, Tessa. And for second place, you're also getting $50 cash prize. The $50 cash prize is coming from me. I am going to give you $50. So if
Shashi
you
bucks?
win, you get $50 cash. Pretty
Aww.
cool. And then you also get a friend and mentor pro subscription for 1 year and a pro subscription from Get Kraken. Well, you choose. You choose one of the two. And then third place will get the remaining price. So let's say you choose friend and mentor. Third place will get the Get Kraken pro subscription. So lots and lots of great prizes from our sponsors and Tessa and myself as well. We wanted this competition to just be something that everybody wants to do. And you know, next is I want to talk about like what it is. What is the application itself? Because what we're trying to do is build an application where we can get some data, get some users sign in, and to sign up. That way we can track things and just have more data to work with. But the application itself is an NFL survivor pool, which means that you need to survive as every week goes by. You choose one team that you think is going to win, right? So let's say this week, week 3, you're going to choose the Green Bay Packers to win. And if they win, you survived for that entry. You move on to week 4. Now in week 4, you cannot use the Green Bay Packers anymore. You have to choose a different team, right? So as the weeks dwindle down, all the good teams that you've chosen have been used up. So now you have to kind of be particular on who you choose is going to win for that week. If you choose incorrectly or you don't make a pick, your entry is eliminated. In our league, you get up to 5 entries. So you have 5 chances. So if you lose all 5, then you are eliminated from the entire league. But at the end, if you have at least one entry that is going to survive, you become our lone survivor and you win all these prizes in second place and also third place. So, in case of a tie, we'll figure that out when they get there. but but we'll take care of you if there's a tie. So, no problems there. But if you can, go to gridironsurvivor.com, register, sign up. You'll be automatically placed into the Gridiron Survivor League. That is the official league that we're tracking. There's other public leagues out there as well that you could join just for fun. But the league that we're giving prizes out to is the Gridiron Survivor League. So please sign up, join, because we definitely want you to win these prizes. Like I keep telling these individuals, like, don't let me win this. Okay, like if I win this, I'm gonna keep it all. So don't let me win this. Like come and challenge us and beat us, because we definitely want these prizes to be given to someone that is going to utilize them. Anything else from any of y'all?
It's pretty bold of you to assume that you're gonna win.
Oh, I am very bold. And I won't even touch the database. How about
Can we trust you?
It's like in the middle of the night, he's just sneaking into the database. Just
Yeah, when he's on call for work at 3 a.m.
I'm not out. What are you talking about? I still have
It's like-
all 5 of my entries.
he's
Actually,
like, now that I'm awake, let me just go in.
actually, in Rudy's league, right? I was he still does the spreadsheet because we formally weren't ready yet. Last week, I had 4 regulars and 3 reverses left. I was completely eliminated. Got every single one of them wrong. So I'm tracking really well right now. You know, just pick what I don't pick. So
Hey, Shashi, in your experience with the Survivor Leagues with Rudy before, did you ever
Mhm.
have like a Sacco punishment and everything like that?
no, we didn't.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
I'll say.
Yeah, lucky me. Yeah, so again, here are the prizes, right? First place, second place, third place. All of these are coming from our sponsors and individuals that enjoy what we're doing. So come support not just us, but our sponsors as well. They want to give these like away, and they want individuals to utilize these subscriptions that are being given out. So uh, definitely visit their sites and see what they're all about as well. They're every single one of them has a different service, right? Appright does backend as a service. Friend Mentor has a bunch of challenges for developers looking to create portfolio items. Get Kraken is great for handling repositories. Pastel is great for reviewing projects, and Blog Recorder is amazing for recording and creating blogs. And then Tech Commute does a great podcast with other individuals and developers. So all good stuff. Did I surprise you guys with the the additional prizes?
I was, man, I'm floored.
Now I want first and second place. Can I tie for first and second?
No, you cannot. Sorry.
Just create a bunch of users for yourself.
Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, are Shashi bucks like real money or is it like Monopoly
No,
money?
these are all real dollars. Okay. Tessa's
Shashi dollars.
Tessa is giving out $50 cash. The Shashi bucks are $50 cash as well. All right. So definitely cash prizes coming out of this as well. So I think I mean not just for myself, but if I wasn't participating, I'd participate. I mean, if I wasn't running this thing, I'd participate because the prizes are really good. But also, you know, for all these individuals here, a bunch of junior developers here just building this application, it would be nice for us to like run this application, see how it is, fix some bugs. Like we're creating features every week. Right now, we just merged in a ton of UX updates that are going to help visualize like the app, and we created a feedback button too, so you can go and provide us feedback right away. And then every week we're going to ship things that will help the user increase productivity and just usability and everything. So that's our current model is we want to ship fast, ship at least, you know, one thing a week, right? If we get 10 things in, we get 10. If we get one, we get one. But we'll definitely listen to everybody's feedback and try to make this application better. Sweet. All right. So next thing is just wanted to do a retrospective of the project and the past month. We try to do retrospectives every month or two. You know, it depends. We're busy and we're doing this part time or just a little bit on the side. But I think it's a good time to do a little retrospective of what we've learned, what went well, what we can improve on, and things that we should be doing as the future sprints come on. So, does anybody have anything they want to bring up? Let's go with things that went well. That's an easy one.
I think communication. I think the team is working really, really close now, and PRs and questions and comments. You have an increase in PR reviews, which is catching a lot of really good things that need to be caught and or identifying inconsistencies. But yeah, I think just the team working together, communicating, I think that's going really well.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. And I think with the recent push that we've had since release, like it's been really evident, you know, how we're working together trying to get these releases out because it is more fast paced now, especially, which I definitely enjoy. You know, not necessarily that the pressure is on, but we want to make sure it's getting better week after week. So it's been really good to see. Chris, you have been absolutely killing it. Like, I don't know what happened. You hit the gas real hard.
Fire lit under your behind.
I don't know
Yeah.
what happened either. I just kind of got focused. I'm like, all right, let's knock some crap out, you know?
No, it's great, honestly. Yeah, it's been really good. And the feedback so far that I've gotten from the friends of mine in the league has been really good too. So
Oh, good.
yeah.
I mean, any of those good or improving feedbacks are good to hear. So if anytime anybody hears something, it's always nice. And also like be critical of us too. If there's something that doesn't work well or something that could be better, let us know. Like we're all about it. We're all about here to listen and make things better. If you know, even if it's like this app sucks, like I can't even log in, like what the heck's going on? Oh, sorry, it's probably a bug, but
Or you
we will
forgot your
fix it.
password. And
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
no
yeah.
way to reset your password.
That is very true.
Which
Dave,
you're incoming.
Dave, right?
Yeah, I think even to that note, Chachi, it's alpha.
Mhm.
This is an alpha release. There are
Yeah.
bugs. There are things that we're doing manually behind the scenes that we need to eventually automate, but we're getting there. The MPP is up. You can choose teams. So I just think any feedback at this point is great. Even if it's like, hey, this is not where now's the time to change it.
Yeah.
And we have the flexibility to do so. You know, Shashi is handing out P1, P0 issues to make sure that we can all use it. We're working on getting develop a staging database separate from production so we can test out some scripts. So there's a lot of things happening, but yeah, all feedback. We know it's alpha. We know there's things that are just weird, and that's okay.
Sweet. Well, since this got brought up, let's talk about now. Becoming me. I love to contribute to the project. Well, guess what? We have openings to the project. All you have to do is message myself, tell me about yourself, tell me what you're working on, tell me why you'd be good for the project. And I will interview you. And if you fit the team and the culture, then I, will accept you into the team. The reason why we have this process is because we want to ensure that the individuals coming in will be productive, but also fit into the culture. I treat it just like a company, right? Like I'm not just going to bring anybody in just to bring anybody in. I want to bring good individuals in that want to learn, that want to grow, because this process goes both ways. If I'm going to give you, what do I give you guys? Like 75% of my day, 100% of myself. Then I want you to give me the same effort back, right? Obviously, time is limited, and you might not have like 10 hours a week, which is fine. As long as you communicate, get your stuff done, then everything is good. So, again, we have multiple openings. We have UX engineering side of the front end, and we have functional side of the team as well. Ryan, can you tell us what the UX engineer is on the Gridiron Survivor team?
Yeah, for sure. So the UX engineer is responsible for taking design to code. Strictly that. We can do some functional engineering if it's assigned to you, but we leave that for the functional team. So you really want to make sure that the what you're inputting or others are inputting, because in some cases others will build out the UI UX. You just want to make sure it's all consistent with the design, which is pretty important. Obviously, making use of the right tailwind classes and all that jazz, making it all consistent. And for me too, it's been, a lot of people have been asking for feedback on the things they're building if we don't have a design available for it. Mm-hmm. So it's been a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. And if you're into, CSS especially, and you have a good eye for it, you might be good for a UI UX engineer.
Awesome. Thank you, Ryan. And Alex, can you tell us what a functional front-end engineer is?
Yeah. So the functional side to it is we work closely with the UX team, and a lot of what we do is basically we get the back end connected with the front end. So that would be the AppWrite functions that we're using, since AppWrite is our back end and also our database. Sometimes we even go into the database and make changes if we have access. But our main goal is to build out API functions, get them working, and then hand it over to the UX team. So that way they can take those functions and design the web page.
Cool. Thank you for that, Alex. All right, back to retrospective. Anything else that has been good, team-wise, release-wise?
I will say, kind of off of the communication, like I noticed ever since we released this alpha, our production has definitely gone up, and we're definitely on top of things, and we're getting PRs approved, reviewed, especially Chris. But it's I feel the flow going really smoothly. We're helping each other. We're getting certain things done by a timely manner and getting it shipped to production.
Yeah, I would second that. The code reviews have been really good. Richard, since joining back on the team, I mean, even when he was still at AppWrite, but since coming back, quote unquote, full time on Gridiron, has been absolutely killing on the code reviews, which is great. It helps us all just move along. He's got some really good feedback and insight now that he was at a company as well. Definitely notice a difference in I don't want to say the quality of things, but definitely his thought process behind it.
Oh my gosh. I saw Chris's PR and I was like, 75 comments? I didn't even comment once yet. What the heck?
There was a lot. But you know what? I responded to every single one.
Yeah. And that's why I post a
yeah.
message too, and just a reminder that PR comments, like, you want to be diligent with them. If they're nit, then make sure they mark them as nitpicky, because there are a lot of items that are nitpicky, and it's tough to resolve every single comment, right? But if it's justifiable and it makes sense, then yeah, like, and then if it's not, then individuals can say, hey, like, I'm not sure if I agree with this, or like, can you explain this more? Then you have a conversation about it, and then you can figure it out. But yeah, I saw that, I was like, wow, that's amazing. And then I saw that, I was like, 40. I was like, whoa. That's very
Yeah.
good, because the conversations are happening, and like y'all said too, is the collaboration is going on. And I think is a testament to Richard going to the workforce and getting exposure to many other developers and their styles too, and bringing that back too. So really cool.
Yeah, I just want to add one more thing. Not only just a collaboration between all of us, but also skill wise. Yeah, as before in the beginning, it was just like, hey, install a library or install this, install this. For now that we are getting to nitty gritty, actually working with a lot of different data structures, and making sure that are we retrieving the right information. Not only just that, for our testing skills and everything.
Mhm.
So skill wise, I've definitely seen a lot of everybody like leveled up since like the beginning.
Yep, I can agree to that, because y'all's testing has been much better. There's still, everybody's still learning, and that's gonna happen, right? When you learn any new skill, you have to do it at many, many times before you get really good at it. But I've seen that, like, I don't have to ask for tests anymore, or there's like tests that are just written like perfectly, and it's like, okay, great, like, you're understanding how to do it. Obviously, there's some that are like, okay, this can be better, but it's a nitpicky, and let's just move on. So everybody's skills have improved tremendously.
I think just in general, the responsiveness of people has helped. Especially Alex and Chris for sure. Especially the first week with the clearing out sessions of users, because you're only allowed one session at a time right now.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a real pain in the behind, and I wish I had access to it just so I could take care of it. But no, it's been really helpful. So big thanks for that. And I know there's a lot of manual updating right now too, that will be alleviated in the future. So. It's all appreciated.
Yes. Yeah, for now. We'll just do it manual for now. We'll get better.
Shashi, what do you think has been going well?
Um
Nothing.
Hold on, I'm checking why LinkedIn didn't stream. Something happened. It says it is. Um Things that have been going well, I can concur with y'all too. That communication has been top notch. Like, I think that's the cadence of the team, right? And the culture of the team is understanding, like, okay, we're gonna ask for help and we're gonna wait for help when we need it, because it's not a full-time job. But we get a lot of individuals get back to others within the day, right? And that timing matters a lot, because if there isn't that constant communication, then folks are gonna get bored, and they're gonna feel like they can do something else, because there's nothing else to do, because they're waiting for a code review or feedback or something else. So that's why I always try to get back to y'all as soon as possible, because the more you can continue to move, the more you're inclined and motivated to keep building on the project. Um, the other thing too is, yeah, your code reviewing skills, y'all's code reviewing skills have increased a lot. Like, it's improved. Um, and yeah, I can tell you that I am getting some help too, to come and do some code reviews, interviewing some people next week to help out with that at Realm, and then interview potential new team members as well. So we'll get many new faces on this project that will help push us forward. Oh, it does work now. Thank you, Eddie, for confirming. I don't know what happened there. But then let's see what else has been going really well. Like, I've been on call, and you guys have been pushing forward, like, hey, like, asking me, like, hey, is there anything else I can do? Like, that communication helps, because I'm like, oh yeah, there's this and that. Because obviously my number one right now is my job and being on call. that's my priority. So right now, if they're calling me, I have to drop. So so that's how like busy it is. But after this week, then I get back and I clean up the sprint board and clean up everything and get the ground rolling again. So it's great to see everybody like step up and be like, okay, I'll take this on, I'll take that on. I'll continue to push this forward. So that's been really good. Other things.
I do think you need the help. So if you have
Yeah.
people lined up, that's good. Ryan and I were talking about this earlier. I was looking at the backlog of PRs and I'm like, oh gosh, Shashi. Not because you're slacking on it. It's just there's just
There's a lot.
only enough time in the day, and there's a lot in there.
And we're adding more people too. So we add more, we need more reviews.
And the faster we ship, the more.
Yeah,
I know, it's like a vicious cycle.
it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, I was like, we just need to reach out to people at this point that we trust.
I mean, if anybody's open and willing, like just contact me. Like this project is open source, meant for everybody, and we want to add good people. So if you want to help code review, you want to help contribute and learn, like just let me know. And we'll figure it out. And if you fit the culture and the team, then yeah, I'll look to add you. But again, like it is an interview process that I do because we can't just add anybody. Cool. Anything else from anybody?
Ooh, Braden says he asked
He
Shashi
did.
if he needs a pair of eyes.
He did, and I said yes. I just have to get Braden in. So, Braden, remind me. Yeah.
What a champ.
All right. Let's go on to the harder one. What are things that we can improve on?
I think. I don't know what I think. Hold on, I'll come back to.
You need to know what you think. That's what you need to improve on. Just kidding.
All right, here's what I think needs to be improved upon, and this is not a.
Mm-hmm.
We have so many things in the backlog, and we have so many little things we need to work on. I think, and the past week has been good, and from a sense of all right, we've been focusing on P0s and P1s now that it's being used publicly. I think those items, we need to definitely take a look at things that are making the app work more efficiently. For example, automating the week changing, automating, if someone doesn't do a pick, boom, you're eliminated by a certain date, like little things like that. That would make the app a little bit more functional. And then, yeah, that's what I've been thinking about a little bit, is like we have all these little nitpicky things that are in the backlog, which are great, but what are those things that are really going to help the app move forward? And then I think, yeah, that's
okay.
There's a couple things that I have in mind. Number one is, we mentioned that the PRs and stuff, like, they're definitely getting better, but a lot of those nits, like especially stuff that I see, and Chris can attest to this, is just, for example, the alphabetizing of imports, which we've talked about before, right? And Chris and I did see that there's a prettier plugin to automate that, which we might look into. We want to talk to you
I
about
sent
it.
that to Shashi too, and I think we can add a ticket for that because that would make it consistent.
Yeah, but my point is, like, those little things with the PRs at this point, like those of us in here have been part of the team for long enough that it shouldn't be an issue in my mind. Like, it shouldn't be coming up, and you forget here and there. I get it, but just another way to like improve your PRs, right?
Yeah, it's just learning from it. But yeah, like I'm not gonna respond to any of these because this is meant for us to comment. So,
my other one was, we've had. It's funny, within like the same month, the question of when we're writing tests, do you prefer it statements or test statements? So, I think we should talk to Wally, our documentation and engineer, who I know is working on the welcome page right now, to make an FAQ page for the storybook that we can all bookmark and reference whenever we have a question like that.
Yeah, well, it's
before
style,
asking.
guys. the development style guides. So we just need to create that. Like we kind of know, we kind of don't, and our ESLint and Prettier are set up to adhere to a lot of those standards, but there's other things that it won't do. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
cool.
But two cents.
Yeah, one thing I was thinking about is that one thing we could definitely improve on. I know that we ship and build fast. We do allocate like maybe up to a week or something like that. But I was wondering if there's more downtimes that we could have where we can have like downtimes for us to be able to go in and look for bugs or also fix bugs or even update code to make it look cleaner or anything like that, or clean up tests or anything like that. So yeah, I was just wondering if that's possible. Definitely something that we could do.
Awesome. Great points.
That's a really good point to go on Mize. Like, I think it's really difficult when we're moving quickly, right? Like right now we're so focused on making it better. And so like we're gonna keep adding to the backlog, but like Chris says, we have so much stuff in the backlog. It's how do you balance that? It's a really good question.
All these questions will be answered later. Because this is a retrospective, not supposed to back up these things. You know, this is more for commenting. What's up?
I think, all right, here's something that's been all right, on PR comments. All right, I know a lot of people do a lot of nits, but I think what we need to do as a team is understand the difference between a personal preference. So if this is personal to you and you just like it that way, cool. If it's an overall team agreed upon perspective, like we're going to alphabetize imports, cool. You know, I'll give an example, and Richard's done a phenomenal job. This is not a dig on him. You know, he has a preference of when we're doing tests, you know, make sure you put the screen, what we're getting the screen by ID into the actual expect statement rather than making a const. This is a header equals screen dot get by ID, that, right? And then you put in that name into the actual expect statement. For readability, there's some of us that think, hey, actually having that specific variable for what you're pulling out makes way more sense for readability. Whereas I had like 50 comments from Richard saying, combine these two together for better code, for the way the code looks, right?
Yeah.
And not that that is wrong, because he's absolutely right in that perspective. But then Ryan, you know, commented, hey, but I actually kind of like it this way. And so I was like, oh, that's a really good point too. Those things are taking up a lot of time when it comes to PRs, especially when you have like 75, like, you know, I did. Because now we all agreed upon, hey, if there's something you don't, if you look at a piece of code and you're like, I don't understand what this does, can you explain it? Cool. It's a learning opportunity. We're all doing that. That makes complete sense. But for those little nits, they take up a little bit of time to go through, comment, and respond. So I think there's some areas that we need to kind of identify when to write a nit and when to not write a nit, knowing that we are in an alpha phase trying to get this through, and knowing that later on we are going to have code refactoring time.
Yeah, it's pretty much the nits are, if you write it, then don't be sad if they don't take care of it, because they're nits, right? So Chris, like when those things happen, you can just say, okay, great, understood, but that's a nit. You know, if I have time, I'll look into this more. But that's the thing, is like even on the day-to-day, like I write less nits than requirements. But if I write like 50 nits, I do not like my contracting team was doing them all. I was like, yo, hold on. You don't need to do these. Like, what are you doing? These are nitpicky comments. Only if you have time, do it. But yeah, give me a thumbs up or whatever and say, okay, got it. Right. Cool. You read it. Awesome. Let's move on. So.
One other thing that we could do, I think a little bit better, not better at, but one thing we need is more designs for what we're implementing. You know, I mean, obviously in the past week, you know, a bunch of us have jumped in and I've resorted to on some of the things that I did. Like, I don't know how this is supposed to look. I started off the code review in Discord early with questions saying, hey, what do you think of this? And everyone responded on the design, and I iterated on that well, until everyone was like, you know what, yeah, that looks good enough for now. But I
Yeah.
definitely think taking a look at the design, the features, where we're going, and start getting those in place would be very helpful and help us ship a little bit faster. Um,
I 100% agree. If there's anybody out there that wants to help with UX designs, let me know. Jaina is taking personal time off, so she is our full-time designer, and she's been off for a couple months now. And I don't know when she's going to return, but we do need design help. That's why we're so fast, because like, just build this, just figure it out, and then we'll review it later. Because I got no time to design. I can design, but like, there's just no time. So if anybody wants to help with UX designs, totally down for that. We do need it, because that was our whole thing, is we have a experienced designer on the team, engineer on the team, and then I run PM as well. And by doing this process, then these individuals, they have a design and say, oh, okay, I implement it exactly like this, in this way, instead of coming up with my own ideas. So that would help a lot. So I agree. Something from my end is, this is not like super bad, because it happens anyways, is just understanding the scope of work, right? Like, I understand we want to get things done, get everything done all at once, but we also have to understand that if we get this task done and there's other items on there, we create tickets for it. Like, sometimes it's not even you that's going to do the task, because as we add more individuals that are new to the team, those tasks are great for them to come in and like change this color here, learn learn the code base. Oh, like, turn this button to new variable, even though it might take you like 5 seconds. Like, these things are great for these individuals to learn, because they're low impact and high learning skills. So that's why we do those things, because even on the companies I've been to, when we have a good process, this is a way for these individuals and these juniors to come in and learn, because these small tasks are easy, but then yet again, you get to learn to reverse engineer the application, to understand how things work, ask questions, and we don't. It's just small impact, right? And they're like, okay, you get it done, great. If you don't, that's okay, because you're still learning. So if we do that, then we continue to move forward with that, then that's going to help everybody, because you're going to continue to turn and burn like high value tickets and items, while others that are new will come in and take on lower level items that will, or high level, no, low level, lower impact items that don't impact the business as much, and but they'll make a difference in the end, right? So those kind of things will be good. um I do agree with the code reviews. I looked at it, and it's fantastic y'all doing that, but we also had to understand the limitations of it too, because looking at it, it takes time. Code reviews take time, and looking at comments take time. So you continue to write comments, but just ensure that they're knit, and if you identify them as knit too, just say, hey, this is the knit comment. I'll think it over for next time, because there's just a lot of things that, like, going over PRs, recommitting, it takes a lot of time. So that always is time consuming. Um, another item is, um, I don't know right now. I think that's all I have for now. Cool. Okay. Okay. What are things that y'all feel we should start doing? And like what Braden said is, where it is, yeah. This is what we call an innovation sprint. True.
I need to start going on more walks and get out of the house.
Okay. Scheduled walks.
I agree with that. I think more regular updates on what we're doing and where it's at. I know we were good for a little bit there, and if the check-ins aren't happening, maybe feel like literally I did this week. I was like, let me just update people where I'm at, especially because I'm going to be gone for a week. But it'd just be good to see what others are doing, because if you need to rebalance a workload, you can. Also, I guess
Yep.
the availability, like not everyone does it, and it's just kind of good to know when you are or are not available for things and how much time you're committing. Again, because how could Shashi assign work if he doesn't know how much time you can commit to it? You know.
That's a good one. Anything else we should start or improve on, start doing, or more like start doing brand new?
I guess one, especially for me too, is I've noticed I've been doing a lot of the functionality, like tickets and stuff, since I'm a functional engineer, but there's still parts of the code base that I have like neglected. And I feel like whenever I have free time, I should like dive into like specific files and understand the project even more.
Yeah, an overall understanding is good. I do not expect you to be a UX specialist, right? But understanding the app is really good, because then when issues happen, or because eventually when we put this into public, and let's say next year, right, we get 100 paid users and 1,000 submissions and stuff, right? And things break, we're gonna go on call, like on those Sundays, like when things, well, not Sundays, probably before that, when things hit the fan, we need to jump on it and figure that out. And that's one thing I do at work right now. When things hit the fan, like I need to know my process, I need to know how to get the data, I need to know where this is at, all this stuff. And if I don't, who does, right? I need to know that process. And the more you know, the better, the more valuable you'll become, because then not only will you understand how things are being done, but when, let's say, Mai creates a PR and it goes in, you say, hey, guess what, Mai? I think Chris already created this functionality and it's in the, app functions. Like, can you check there? And this is the line, right? You understand the implications and things that are duplicate or things that are working within the infrastructure of the application, and that goes a long way, because then, just saying this, when you go to interviews and they ask you about a project or something that you can talk about, if you can talk about this from end to end and be more detailed about it, it's going to go a long way.
Do you think that I personally I feel like doing code reviews helps you sort of get more of a grasp. Now it's not going
Hmm.
to do everything. I know for sure like there's parts of the code base that I'm not comfortable with and familiar with because I haven't worked with it. But doing those code reviews and like Chris mentioned, like asking a question because you don't know and want to understand more, I think that's a really good way to start at least, even if you're not able to be or you're not getting assigned tickets for those different areas.
Yep. Code reviews are always a great way to start understanding the code base, start understanding what's going in. And like sometimes you'll have questions like, hey, Chris, like, why did you create this function here? Or what does this do? Right. And then if he can, he should be able to explain it to you. Because if he can't, then why did he write it? Right. So that's the point too, is if you write something, you better know how to explain it and what it's doing. If you don't, what did you write? Why should I trust that this piece of code works the way it does? So those things, that's why code reviewing is a tremendous way to learn.
Shashi, from your perspective, being experienced in the industry, is there something more that you think we should be doing or start doing?
Um, Something that I do want to see more of you do is, I think some of you do some public building already, but some don't do as great of a job. And I will tell you this, that it makes a difference. I know Mai is pretty consistent now with her videos and her content. I think she's seeing like the benefits of that with the connections she's making. The reason why that is because the algorithms in Twitter and Twitter especially is not very good right now. It's not favorable. On LinkedIn, you have to consistently produce to get more engagement. I seen an individual do that, and they were just consistent. And they just shot up, and they just got tons of connections and everything. The reason I say that is because, as you all know, like the junior engineering market right now is really bad. And if you can connect with someone or know somebody, then you have a better way into that company or understanding when openings happen. And also, as you were explaining yourself or marketing yourself and your skills, they know exactly what you can do and what you can't do and whatnot. And when an opening happens, they can say, hey, you know that Chris guy? Like, yeah, we should talk to him. Or, hey, you know what? I see this job, Chris, and I think you'd be perfect for it. And they can refer you to it or they send you a link or something. We just don't know when where or when these opportunities are going to happen. But by building in public and sharing and doing all these things consistently, right? I'm not saying like every day or every hour, but being consistent with it, whatever your consistency is, then it's going to help. Just people be aware of who you are, what you can do, and all of that. So um, that's one thing I feel like all y'all can do or improve to do, because we have Blog Recorder to create blogs. There's this service I'm going to talk to about video clips and seeing if we can get that. That would help, because like sometimes when we do demos here or talk about this stuff and there's things that you say that's like, whoa, that's very clippable, right? I don't know how you call it. I'm not hip like these new kids, what do you call that? Shorty shortyable,
Clippable makes sense. Twitch has clips, right?
clips.
Yeah.
Okay, clippable. Because then you can share it, right? You can share on social media, and then it becomes a 5, 10, 15-second clip of you saying something really cool and very knowledgeable, and it's like, whoa, like I want to hear more of what Ryan has to say because I love what he just said. So unless it's somebody does it, then unless if you do it or I do it, then nobody's gonna do it, right? So that effort has to happen as well. But other than that, I think y'all have been doing a really good job of performing and being available and getting things done. I will be again, I always say this is a lot of individuals on the team I would vouch for, and if you are looking for a junior engineer, I would definitely reach out to these individuals. They've been through the grind of a process of agile, of working together, of sprints, of tasks, of code reviews, writing unit tests, all these things. Um, Everything that you would do on the job. Like they're getting this experience for several months now. So onboarding them would be way easier than somebody fresh out of boot camp or college. So, any last words from anybody? Nope. Yep. Okay.
Nope.
So again, like we have this Gridiron Survivor application with this challenge, amazing prizes that I'll be posting on Twitter and LinkedIn shortly here with the updated list. This is the final prizes, which are amazing. This is the last week to sign up. Oh, it got darker. Look at that. I turn blue when it gets darker. But you have until Saturday night to submit and enter. After that, it's locked for the whole season. And then you cannot enter in again for these prizes. There may be a special announcement mid-season, but I won't say anything right now. But for now, if you want a chance to win these prizes, cash prizes, prizes from all of our sponsors, go sign up at gridironsurvivor.com. You should be inserted in directly into the Gridiron Survivor League, and then you just have to start making your selections and the entries, which you have up to 5. So make sure you pick the Packers this week because they're gonna win. That's my one thing for you. And then they're gonna lose and you're out.
I do. See, you said we could trust you.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. They are gonna win. So cool. Thank you everybody for coming. Thank you for listening to us do a retrospective. But hopefully we see you in our signups. So see you in the next one.
See you, everyone.
Peace.